FM. The night comes alive.
I want to start today with an email. I am reading like every time. Hello Russellby, I hope you are well. I am Sohan, reading from Bogra. This is a true story heard from a rickshaw puller. I wrote the story in his language. If you like it, you can read it. I am a poor boy. I have studied up to HSC. 4 or 5 years ago, I was an unemployed youth. I am trying to find a job. Despite the poverty of my family, I was ashamed to work hard. I used to worry a lot. One day, I met a famous thief in the area. I called him Ustad and decided to work with him. We used to steal household items and animals in different areas. At one point, Ustad and I were on the list of famous thieves. One day, I met a medical teacher and he gave Ustad a terrible job. He would give me a lot of money in return. Ustad agreed. The job was to dig up graves, bring old skeletons, and deliver them to the medical center. Although I disagreed at first, I could not disobey Ustad. I was very afraid to do the work. The master did everything. I just stood by and passed this and that on. Very quickly we made a lot of money. Suddenly one day, I met a tantric. The tantric offered me another job. In return, he would give me more money. The job was to dig up the grave and bring only the head of the body. The master agreed. The tantric would ask me to cut off the head of a specific body from different graveyards. The master and I would go and do this work in the dark of the night. These jobs were very dangerous, so every day we faced some danger. Still, without thinking about the terrible danger, we did this heinous job for the sake of our family and livelihood. Our secret job started to reach the ears of people day by day. One day, a Pir Sahib called both of us to his court. We went to him. He humbly requested us that after he died, his grave should not be dug up and that neither his body nor his head should be stolen. He gave us double the money that the tantric gave us for this, and we made a promise to him. A few years later, that Pir Sahib died. Meanwhile, the tantric asked me to dig up the grave of that Pir Sahib and bring his head. I said, "No, that's not possible. We are committed to Pir Sahib." But the Ustad broke the Pir's promise out of greed for money and agreed to the tantric's words. At that time, I could not decide what to do. Till today, I have never disobeyed the Ustad. Meanwhile, the Ustad said, "Why worry? You are in our profession. So what will happen to the sin of breaking the promise? Let's go." I could not move forward with my committed body. Still, I went to the graveyard of that Pir Sahib. Thinking of Pir Sahib's promise to dig the grave, my whole body started shaking. It felt like I was going to commit the biggest sin of my life today. I told the Ustad in a trembling voice, "Ustad, I cannot touch this grave. I am by your side. You do the work." The master said, "You fool. Then you stand up. I will do the work." So saying, the master started digging the grave. My mind was telling me that something terrible would happen today. The master dug the grave and saw 2 bodies in one grave. I also stood on the grave and saw it. The master turned the clothes of the 2 bodies. One body was that of Pir Sahib, and the other was that of the master himself. I was shocked to see the bodies. The master also could not believe it when he saw his own body. The master gathered his courage and cut off the head from the neck of Pir Sahib's body. Then Pir Sahib strangled the master with his hand and killed the master. I screamed in fear and fainted there. When I opened my eyes, I saw the people of the village standing around me. They asked me why I was here, what had happened to me. I told the truth in front of everyone, but Pir Sahib's grave was already there. There was no sign of the grave that was dug last night. No one believed me. Everyone called me crazy. I tried to convince everyone again and again. 2 people took the matter seriously and decided to dig a grave. Then they dug the grave and found that the story was true. Pir Sahib was holding the Ustad by the throat, strangling him. Everyone tried to lift the Ustad's body from Pir Sahib's grave, but failed. No one could remove Pir's hand from the Ustad's throat. Then Pir Sahib buried the Ustad in a grave and everyone left. Pir Sahib's family forgave me and said, "Never do this sin again. From today on, earn a halal income." Since then, I have been earning a living by driving a rickshaw. Russell Bhai, I am Tanvar Deshar. My village is in Gay Bandha district. The person I will share the story with today is my neighbor. His name is Sadamia. I have known him since childhood. He is now around 35 years old. He was a child of a lower middle class family. He was quite calm and quiet since childhood. Since childhood, he had a lot of interest in Islamic aspects, the Quran and Hadith. One afternoon, he went to the nearby Naya Bandar Bazaar with his father. He was 7 years old at that time. He wanted to eat sweets very much after seeing sweets in a sweet shop. His father bought him sweets and gave him a bag from the market and said, "You take the bag and go home. I will go at night." He set off with a packet of sweets in the bag from the market. When he left the market, it was almost evening. The road from the market to his house had the Alai River on one side and a huge rice field on the other. Between the market and the house was a cemetery known as Malavida. When he went under the huge umbrella tree on the side of the road, he suddenly saw something like a black shadow very quickly come down from this tree in the blink of an eye, and it seemed to pass him and go in the opposite direction. He got very scared seeing this and thought of running. Just then he felt a strong push from behind. The push was so strong that he fell face down on the road with a lot of force, and the bag fell off his shoulder and went towards that tree. When he reached home, he fell into the yard with a scream. When he regained consciousness, he told everyone the whole incident. But surprisingly, the packet of sweets was not in his market bag. A few days later, he was admitted to a residential madrasa far from home. On the third night, he had a strange dream. During the dream, he saw a black figure slowly floating on the water from the pond next to the madrasa. The figure stopped in front of him, raised a hand, and started calling him by name. Even after he woke up, he could still hear the figure calling. It seemed that the pitiful call was coming from the entire bank of the pond. He was very scared and called someone nearby. As soon as the boy woke up, the calling stopped. The next night, the crying was even clearer. It seemed like someone was crying right next to the room. At that moment, a loud noise was heard on the tin roof. The madrasa's huzer went outside and saw a huge stone lying in the yard. The next morning, no one found the stone. A few days later, a new student was admitted. One night, a huzer saw the door of the room slightly open. The huzer saw the new student walking towards the bank of the pond in a strange way. The huzer ran and grabbed the boy from behind and shook him. The boy said, "In my dream, I saw a black figure standing on the bank of the pond, calling my name in the same way." After that, everything passed naturally for 10 to 12 days. Then one morning, Huzor started calling everyone for far prayers. Then he saw that the new boy's bed was empty. The door was open. Everyone went to the pond to search and found the boy floating in the water in a corner of the pond. By then it was too late. The boy had died and his arms and legs were stiff. His eyes were open, but there were no signs of injury anywhere on his body, and there was no water in his stomach either. Shadamiya used to come home sometimes on holidays. He decided to come home by the river bank. There were no houses in this direction. He went down to the river bank. After walking along the river for 5 minutes from the market, he noticed a rustling sound in the bushes of the cash bin next to him. He thought that he had fallen into the clutches of a jackal. He was about to prepare to strike when the black figure he had seen in his dream many years ago appeared in front of him. This was the first time he saw the appearance of the stairs. Although it looked very human, its face was dark and pitted, and there were no eyes. 3 days later, one morning, 2 people went to see the rice fields and found Shadamiya fast asleep under a shimmel tree in the middle of the field next to Malavit. The most surprising thing was that there had been such a storm the previous night, yet his body was completely dry, not even a bit of muddy water on his body. A few days later, Shadamiya started behaving strangely. He took muddy soil from the river and started making various idols with it, and started worshipping those idols. A few days later, some people in the area were digging some soil to make a road to water the field when they saw something like a clay pot. There was something tied with a red cloth and some drawings written on the pot. A monk came and opened it in front of everyone. Inside were some papers, a pair of pigeon heads with their heads severed, a few amulets, and a small black idol. All of them were smeared with blood. The pigeons had not rotted. They had dried up and turned into wood. Huzor learns from Shadamiya that the mobile thief, under the pretext of inviting him, fed him some food made with black magic, and a Hindu tantric performed black magic on him. As long as the pigeon dries up, Shadamiya will die. When Huzor destroys everything, Shadamiya recovers and starts leading the prayer again. But after a few days, some unusual behavior is seen inside Shadamiya again. This time, Huzor sees that black magic no longer has any effect on Shadamiya. But this time, he has harmed himself. Shadamiya finds a book on how to get a jinn in the old chest of the mosque. He makes a mistake. As a result, the jinn takes control of Shadamiya. It is such a powerful jinn that there is nothing more to do here. Shadamiya will have to spend the rest of his life like this. Now Shadamiya is known as Satapagal in the area. Every morning he wakes up and goes out with a bucket of water and starts muttering something and sprinkling it on the road. While cooking, he talks to someone, laughs. It seems like someone is sitting in front of him and talking to him, but no one is there. About 3 years ago, he left home and never returned. 3 days after he disappeared, his mother died. Even after his elder brother died, he returned home 4 days later.